Te deseamos a ti.
Last time on A Dream Called Mirai, we celebrated our 1-year anniversary since we started to build our dream. For the occasion, my 9-year-old grandniece, Kaylee Duplessis, created a cake that was jaw-droppingly amazing. During our birthday week, we also finalized our storage compartments and ran into problems with the size of my massive 240-litre freshwater tank. A decision was made to build a smaller tank from stainless steel. This week we look at the kind of windows we will be installing in Mirai, and we start to insulate her sidewalls. All our storage compartments get secured, and we look at a few muscle cars that have pitched up at East Coast Scratch and Dent. All this and so much more in episode 51 of A Dream Called Mirai. We reached the top of the hill in our last episode, and this week we start the ride down the other side that will end one day when we drive our one-of-a-kind motorhome out of East Coast Scratch and Dent's workshop. Mariki and I have just returned from a short break to Mkuzi Game Reserve in northeastern KwaZulu-Natal, a park that we would love to visit one day in our new home on wheels. It is a new day, it is a new week, and we have got some new challenges. We were off air for 2 weeks, and so we got some catching up to do. I have no idea what the guys at East Coast Scratch and Dent have been up to. Hopefully it's a lot. I've been toying with the idea of changing the show from going out weekly to every 2 weeks, because we're getting at the stage where you really want to be able to see what has been happening without me waffling too much. So I am going to be looking at inserts every second week. I think it'll just give me more content because we really are getting to the juicy part of this build. But enough of talking. Let's get right down to it. My happy, upbeat face was wiped clean when I arrived at the workshop.
So I'm a little bit irritated this morning. Came down though because I'm going to start mounting the aircon, and somebody has pushed this thing and the plastic has fallen in. So I'm really a little bit knocked.
Smoke and John opens the aircon to find a piece of the air vent that was pushed into the body of the unit.
Alright, I'm a little bit calmer. Smoke and John has sorted it out. He opened it up, found a little bit of plastic and put it back.
Look there, there's a pinicky there.
Yeah.
And there's no pinicky there.
People shouldn't stick fingers where they're not supposed to be stuck.
With the aircon sorted, Smoke and John starts to work out the position of the unit on Mirai's roof. Then my red button was pushed again.
Just to push my irritation levels a little bit up, I see the front left tire is flat again. Just had a guy here, a local bloke who deals with trucks, and he knows all about it. He said it's not a good thing to have a vehicle standing on the rubber on cement for such a long period of time, and we must actually put it on trestles. You can get a flat spot, and you're standing for over a year in the same place. I tend to agree with him, so I've actually just left a message for Brahm and asked him to let's get Mirai back on trestles. What a day.
Brahm wasted no time in getting Mirai onto a trestle and the tyre off so we could sort the reoccurring tyre leak out once and for all. It turns out it was not a big issue at all.
Something I'm really relieved about is the front left wheel issue has been sorted out. There was a tiny little leak. It just wasn't properly sealed between the tyre and the rim. Brahm said when he took it to the guy, he just gave it a good thump and it stopped. So that has been sorted out. Whew.
Nice to have good news. More good news is that most of the slider compartments have been secured in their final place. The frames for the seating area have been sealed, as well as the frame that will hold our fridge. Good news for someone in the months ahead is found in the form of the 2 classic muscle cars that have found their way to East Coast Scratch and Dent. Brahm and his team will spend the next months renovating this classic Ford Mustang and this baby, a 1983 Chev Camaro.
What's really amazing about this vehicle is that it is about 4 or 5 years older than Mirai, and it is in very good condition for being such an old lady. This is a beautiful machine, man.
Under the hood, she has a short block Chevy 350 5.7 litre motor.
Ooh, sexy nice.
I personally have not been sexy nice due to an ongoing love affair with good food, and so I am on a weight loss mission. I started counting calories on the 1st of September. In episode 50, I clubbed another kilo off the 18 I must lose. This episode, I'm another 1.1 kgs down, bringing my total weight loss to 4.8 kilos, 13.6 kilos to go. What will be extremely sexy nice is one of Marai's main exterior features.
One of the big expenses coming up is going to be the windows for Marai, and I'm getting quite nervous about it. So I want to just start measuring up. We've found a company that does bus windows, and they do them for these Merc 22-seaters. It's like a solid glass panel stripped down the side, and the windows all fit into it. Probably going to go for that look because it'll look really, really cool.
Using my first grade design skills, I put some diagrams together that sort of show what I want when it comes to Marai's windows, and mailed them off to Alan from Senna Windows. Alan got back to me pretty quickly, and later in this episode, I hope to be able to share his designs with you. Meanwhile, back inside my overtly busy head, things were getting complicated.
So last night I had one of those nights where you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you just think of things that might not work. And one of them is something that I have had clear in my mind the whole time, and that's the door, my main entrance door. I want a roller, and we've done it accordingly, a roller door. But the practicalities of putting up a fly screen, having to close it quickly in a security situation. So I've just come back and we've been chatting with Bram about our various options, and we have got options. We can go single door, double door, but they've got to open inside. They can't come out because of my sliders. So yeah, but we can wait till the roof's on before we make a final decision.
Speaking of the roof, an absent friend who was late for the group photo of the East Coast boys in our birthday episode is busy filling the gaps left by old air vents in Marai's roof.
Regular viewers will know we haven't really seen Rocky working much on Marai, but I believe he is starting to work on the roof. But this oak has also become a dad.
My Swiss Shepherd gave birth, not last night, night before. About
Okay.
1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, and?
Yeah. 9 of them. Sat with it through every single one.
Yeah,
So it's like from 1:30 until like 7:45
okay.
next morning. One or two of them we had to break out that little sack
Yeah,
where they couldn't get out, and you tap them a little bit so you can get them breathing. And,
okay.
oh, it was awesome.
We wish Rocky and his partner Jess all the very best in coping with the 9 new fur babies. Fur is a great insulator. Don't worry, Rocky's puppies are quite safe though, because we were given a great gift by one of our new friends who watches the show.
Those of you who are regular viewers will remember some months back, Pierre de Brain came to Leisure Bay in his motorhome, and he brought with him a whole big roll of insulation, which he kindly gave to me. So Pierre de Brain, thank you, brother. You can see it's been put to good use, and Smoke and John is busy putting all the insulation in onto the structure, which will eventually be covered by paneling.
It was back in April when Pierre and his wife Yanessa paid us a visit and left us with this big roll of alu-bubble insulation. Most of our interior paneling will be a light plywood with a coating that I must still decide on. The roof will have a different insulation material and paneling, as it will be the part of the vehicle that gets exposed to the most extreme temperature changes in our summers and potential heat loss in the cold months. A big factor that will impact on our inside temperature are our windows. Alan from Senna Windows has got back to me with a window design for Marai.
I'm very chuffed with what they've come up with. It's very similar to what you see on the side of the other buses this side, like your Sprinters and that kind of thing. It's basically a solid panel of glass from the rear to the front with the different windows inside. These ones are going to be bigger than what you do see on those Sprinters and that. And yeah, obviously there'll be a gap for my door. in the middle there, and on the other side there will be sandblasted glass on the one section, which is the ablutions, but it's going to be pretty dark glass as well, so it's going to look mean.
I've had to make a compromise on the rear window.
I'm standing under a blue cover, that's why I look like a smurf. My rear window over here, I always wanted a really big lift up window, so when you like chilling on the bed you can just lie and look out the back. It'll be amazing. There's a couple of issues with that. One is if we use glass, it's going to be so heavy. To have the right sort of supports to keep it open will be quite a mission. If we use plexiglass, because it is such a big window, the guys are worried about movement. So we might go for a slider with a big gap in the middle, when it's open, a 600mm gap.
We're really looking forward to working with the guys from Center Windows in the months ahead. Mariah will be decked out in the most stunning glass ever.
Well, that's it for the show. As I mentioned in the beginning, we're going to be going out every 2 weeks now, purely so we can cover a bit more. So each time you see it, you're going to see a lot more has been done, because we are at the nuts and bolts side of things, and next time we are hopefully going to be putting this roof on, and when that roof is on, a lot is going to come together. At this stage, I don't even know where we're going to store our clothes, but we will get there. There's a lot of we will get there going on here, a lot. Until next time, keep safe.
Remember to like us on Facebook and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. We are also on Twitter. You will find us under A Dream Called Mariah. Until next time, keep your dreams alive.